Welcome to the MYP Podcast, where our goal is to know, be known, and contribute. On our show today, we have Aaron Carlton. Aaron is an MYP member and is sitting on the board this year. Aaron is the owner and operator of Roofing Right, a local roofing company here in Murfreesboro. Aaron's going to share his experiences about his own personal career development and also some things that you need to know if you're working with anyone in the construction or roofing industry. Again, our guest today is Aaron Carlton. Hey, Aaron, thanks for being with us today.
Hey, thanks for having me.
All right. Well, we appreciate you are actually our second guest to be on with us. So we appreciate you taking the time to do this interview with us. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your business and how you got to do what you're doing now.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's see. My family goes way back here in Rutherford County. I'm actually a seventh generation Rutherford County resident. All out here, I actually live in Eagleville, so my family's been in Eagleville and Rockville for a long time now. So from Tennessee, kind of grew up. Actually ended up in high school in Alabama. Graduated from high school. Went into the Army after that. Wasn't sure what I wanted to do for college. Didn't have money for college. So I was like, well, I'll just buy my time and kind of do the military, serve my country. So did that, was stationed in Fort Hood, Texas, got deployed to Iraq and Kuwait back in 2003. So when I got out, I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to go to school. I thought about being a high school football coach. And I said, well, all coaches are PE teachers or history teachers. So I want to learn Spanish. Let me be a Spanish teacher. So I went to MTSU. I was going to study Spanish in secondary education, and that's what I started out at, and then ended up switching over to international relations in Spanish. So learned a lot about like the United Nations, World Trade Organization, did that, and got into that world. So it's kind of started traveling, working all over the world. I joined the Foreign Service. I was a diplomat with the State Department, and so did that for a while. I was assigned to East Africa, Venezuela, the United Nations, and then my last assignment was in Pakistan. So I had a great time, really learned a lot in that. But in the end, I felt, I was kind of writing a lot of reports, sending them back to DC, and didn't know where they were going or what they were doing. So I thought, well, let me just go back to Tennessee. My family had been in construction. I had worked in construction. So I came back, and my dad had a remodeling business and a roofing business before. I said, you know what? I think there's a lot of potential in that if you just do what you say you're going to do and do a good job of it. So I came back and I started a roofing company, and we're in our fourth year now, and it's been a hard road to hoe. There's been a lot of learning. But it's been great. But what I love about it is it's something it's so tangible that, you see what was there at the beginning. You're able to, take that off, start over, and, know that you're putting a good product on there. And I just love that about it. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think a lot of the MYP membership knows kind of what your background all around the world and all the way back to Rutherford County. So thanks for sharing that with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for your service. And I thought that was like so amazing when I read, you're so humble that you don't even bring that up, but I read your bio on your website and I was just blown away. That's some really great experience. And then jumping in and starting your own business too.
I tell you, the military thing has been something that it's just paid off time and time again. It's been a huge blessing for me, and it's one of those things that said, man, I would do it 1,000 times over again. I met some great people, had some great experiences, but yeah.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about why you joined MYP. Why or what led you to join MYP?
Yeah, absolutely. So, being in Murfreesboro, going to MTSU, you meet a lot of people, but then, when you're away like I was for, let's see, I graduated 2005 and then came back. I was away for 10 years. Most of the people that you go to school with have kind of moved off and gone on to different things. So coming back to Tennessee and wanting to get back involved in the community and networking. And I just thought MYP was a great organization for that. There's Murfreesboro young professional, everybody in their 20s and 30s, people that are trying to get connected. They don't already have their friend groups or their set networks. So that's why I joined, just to kind of like figure out who's here, who's doing what. I think the motto of MYP, know, be known, contribute, like that says it all right there. That's essentially why I joined, and it's been a great experience so far.
How has it been being a part of the board this year?
Well, I don't know. I think this year with the board, obviously with the situations with coronavirus and everything, I think it's a whole lot different experience than what it would have been last year or maybe in years to come. But it's been great. Like it makes you be more involved than you would otherwise be. Yeah, I love it, just because I feel like, you know a lot more about what's happening and you're more on the inside of what's going on. But no, it's been great meeting everybody and figuring out what's happening here.
Yeah. Aaron, pivoting and talking about your business and your career path, talk a little bit about what you feel like has made you successful in the business that you're in, and also the experiences that you've had in the past.
Yeah, absolutely. So, for us, we're still a small company. We're still growing. I wouldn't consider us, quote, successful yet, but we've had success in the fact that I think that what really helps us is just the integrity of the work that we're doing. There's a lot of people in this industry. It's sad to say that will go out and they'll, go to somebody's house and they're going, oh man, this is bad. This is bad. You just got to replace this whole thing. You need a whole new roof. If not, you're going to get mold inside and all your family's going to die, and your pet bird and your cats. And, it's like, there's a lot of fear tactics to try to make a sale. But, we'll go out and we'll give somebody an honest assessment of that. Like, hey, this is what's going on. You don't need a whole new roof. We can do a repair. You can get by, $500 for this repair or something, and, get you 5-10 more years out of your roof. And then at that point, if you need a new roof, we'll be happy to do it. But we've had a lot of success with that, where people have called us and we look at this and, well, these other companies told us, we needed to replace it. And so, we'll be happy to replace it if you want to, but it's not necessary. So I just think that integrity really goes a long way. And like I said, when I said it's been a hard road to hoe, because we don't have a lot of money for advertising and marketing. So most of our stuff is all referrals and word of mouth. But I feel like this year it's finally started to hit, and we're getting a lot of referrals. Oh, you did a repair for our friend or for a neighbor, you did their roof. And I feel like it's really starting to come around. So that's what's really been helping us.
That's awesome, and that will pay off in the long run. I feel like you're always busy unless it's raining. You always say, I'm free unless it's raining.
Right.
So how do you feel COVID has impacted your business?
To be honest, it's really hard to say, because in order to really make an assessment, you've got to have tons of data. And like I said, we're in our 4th year right now. So and our 4th year is not like somebody's 20th year where you've got the numbers for the last 20 years to be able to look at. So our business has continued to grow. We've done more work this year than I had the first 3 years combined. So we've just been nonstop. And I don't know if that's because of COVID and where people are at home saying, hey, I noticed this leak that I didn't notice before, or if it's, like I said, just the word getting out about us. So I'm not really sure, exactly how COVID has affected us, but for other people, they've been busy as well. The only challenge that we've had is getting materials. All of our suppliers, the manufacturers really cut down on production, thinking that COVID was going to cut it down, and demand went the opposite way. And so they've had a hard time. We've been waiting on shingles, waiting on colors. We're limited in our color selection now. But other than that, as far as the business, like I said, we've done more work this year than the last 3 years combined. So it's been great.
Yeah, absolutely. Aaron, what do you think that people need to know from your perspective? What do people need to know about your industry? What would be helpful for them to know about the roofing industry and what you do as a whole?
Yeah, absolutely. I guess the main thing is I'll get a lot of calls and people say, well, I think I need a new roof. And I said, well, why do you think you need a new roof? They said, well, some roofer came by and told me I needed a new roof. And I said, well, is it leaking? And they say, no, it's not leaking. I said, well, no, you don't need a new roof. I mean, the purpose of your roof is to protect the inside. If it's not leaking, you don't need a new one. Now, we changed it before because people want different colors for it. And that's fine. We can do that. But there are a lot of people in the industry that focus a lot on insurance work, and they'll go around, they'll do what's called canvassing, going door to door, knocking on doors and saying, hey, a hailstorm came through, a windstorm came through, we'll get up there, check your roof. And to be honest, we try to stay away from the insurance work just because I see a lot of the bad that can come out of it. There's a lot of people, contractors that are filing, fraudulent claims, homeowners who are just trying to make money off of it, and insurance companies who are trying not to pay out on things. And so I say just be wary if you have someone come into your house telling you have damage. Matter of fact, a cousin of mine that lives in Franklin called me on Saturday, said a roofing company came by and said, hey, we can replace your roof and all you got to pay is your deductible and we'll get it covered. And they could have been up there actually damaging the shingles. You don't know. So, not to say that every company's out there doing it, because they're not, but there are some. So just be wary if someone's coming around and they want to get on your roof. Like, if you want to let them inspect it, that's fine, but be out there watching them, making sure that they're not causing the damage to try to get a claim done. Because like I said, it does happen in the industry. So.
Holy cow, I never would have thought of that. So thanks for that heads up. Yeah. So I'm a homeowner. I have a newer home, so I honestly don't think about my roof very much. Is there, a timeline that you recommend, maybe even like preventative, having an inspection done or, having something checked out?
No, I mean, just being aware of what you have going on. If all of a sudden, after a storm, you look up on your roof and you look like you're missing shingles or, something looks off, that's the point where you might want to call and say, hey, I need to get an inspection or something like that. Or if you start seeing stains on your ceiling inside, it's one of those things. It's like, hey, if nothing's wrong with it, just leave it alone. And then if you see something different, then that's when you would want to do it. But as far as maintenance, we see a lot of older houses that aren't very steep. And if there's a lot of trees around them, like leaves and branches will get on them. You just want to keep that stuff off. So in the fall or something, when the leaves are falling, you should get up there with a leaf blower, clean the roof off, clean the gutters out, those types of things. But otherwise, I mean, if you don't notice anything different, then, there's nothing you should really be doing. It's pretty low maintenance. There's no moving parts to it like a vehicle. So it's just going to be up there until it weathers out or the storm blows it off.
So Aaron, I have loved our conversation. I know I've personally learned a lot about your industry and learned about your background. So two things that I want us to know about before we wrap up. So first of all, how people can find you. If they're an MYP member or really anybody watching this, how can they find you in your business? And then how can we as members help you right now? So go ahead, how we can find you and how we can help you.
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, if you're on Google Maps, you do a Google search, Roofing Right LLC will pop up. It has our business address listed in Laverne right now. We're on there. We've got tons of great Google reviews. That's probably the easiest way. We also have a website, roofingrightllc.com. You can find us through there. We're pretty easy to get in touch with. And then as far as like helping us, I mean, if you hear of a neighbor, a friend, somebody that says, hey, I've noticed this leak in my house, or, I noticed some shingles missing or something like that, let them know, hey, call Roofing Right. They'll go out, check it out for you and only sell you what you need. We always give people options. Like I said, there's sometimes when somebody just, hey, you can get away with a $250 repair. And they say, well, I'm ready to replace my roof. Okay, we'll do it. Whatever you want to do.
Thanks, Aaron, for being with us today. We appreciate it. And guys, if you're watching this, go ahead and follow Aaron, learn more about what his company does.
Thank you, Aaron. It was great hearing your story.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for being a guest today, Aaron. I hope that you guys learned just as much as I did from that conversation. If you would like to be a guest on the MYP Professional Development Podcast, please reach out to us via Facebook or our MYP website. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode as much as I did, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Want to learn more about Murfreesboro Young Professionals? Visit our website, murfreesboroyp.org, or find us on Facebook under Murfreesboro Young Professionals.